Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
All right, we GMS Louisiana Saints coming back at you with another live lesson. All right, the Lafayette camp. All right, but before we get started, we're going to face the east. And we're going to give all honor and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Harakakudash.
All right, the abundance to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations and blessings to you, Akim, that's pushing this truth and sincerity to the four corners of the world, peace and safety as well, to the men, women, and children of the hopeful elect. All right, the 130. All right,
Shalom.
shalom. All right, and as you know, all right, pertaining to the things that's going on in the world, man. All right, this we in the time of prophecy, man. All right, and things are taking fold on the earth. All right, as the lesson that we did yesterday, we were going into, the elect being sealed, man. All right, and as of right now, man, they have this talk of civil war, all right, going on. All right, this whole thing with Trump, it's stirring up, all right, the minds of these people, man. All right, and we know that the time is becoming to get very, very short, man, because this devil's about to move, and you can see is because of this whole thing with Alex Jones, okay, man. So this devil about to come down, all right, upon the whole earth, all right, with great wrath, man. All right, but predominantly, all right, he's trying to get the elect, man, all right, of the nation of Israel. All right, but we're gonna get some scriptures, man, and we're just gonna flow through the spirit, and Lord willing, they'll be edified. All right.
Which one you want first?
That's the one.
I got it. All right. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 7. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. Verse 8. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
That's right, and that's going into the prophets, all right, pretty much revealing Esau, all right, and his wicked plans about what he's going to do upon the earth, man. All right, coming in like that great flood, not only upon you Israelites, but upon the whole earth, man. All right, by his devices, by his military, all right, by his philosophies, by his disease, all right, all of these things, all right, all of these prophecies, all right, are revealing him, all right, as the man of perdition, man, all right, the wicked, all right.
I got a quick precept to prove that the prophets are the mouth of the Lord, backing you up. All right, God, real quick. This is Jeremiah chapter 15, verse 19. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, if thou return, then will I bring thee again, and thou shalt stand before me. And if thou take forth the precious from the vial, right, the precious being, the remnant, and the vial being, the rest of our people, 2/3. Okay, so in other words, if you wake up the elect, it says, if thou take forth the precious from the vial, thou shalt be as my mouth. Then let them return unto thee, but return not thou unto them. And so the Lord told the prophet Jeremiah that Jeremiah would be as his mouth, showing you what, that the prophets are the mouth of the Lord. Backing the brother up.
The book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 6, oldie but goodie. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord hath not done it?
That's right.
It's the book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord hath not done it?
That's right. So you not only have you can say this two ways, man, because the trumpet is referring to the elect, all right, telling the people of the calamities that's coming, all right, and then you have after the judgment, all right, shall it not be the Lord that he that has done it, man, all right, because what the prophets have spoken it, man, all right, they've spoken these words, all right, and they come to pass, man, in prophecy, all right.
Right. It says, verse 7 is the point. Surely the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets.
That's right, man. So the Lord reveals his secrets to the prophets, man, and that's the elect. That's the, that's his chosen, man. All right. Well, we don't know just yet that we've been chosen, but we know that we've been called, man. All right. So, we've been called to this ministry to preach this word, all right, and give out the secrets that we've been this gift, and giving you the secrets of it, man. All right.
That's right. And the Lord had a spiritual conversation with each and every one of us, man. That phone rung, we picked it up. The Lord said, "Hey, go out on the highways and byways and wait for me there, man. Go out on the highways and byways and fulfill this prophecy by you even going there, man." And here we are waiting. We answered that call. We're just waiting on the Lord to show up. But we see that the Lord has given us signs by all these evils just growing and growing. And notice there's one similarity with these things. All right? Evil is not subsiding. It's not going lower, man. It's increasing. You're hearing about more and more odd occasions of death. More and more judgments. Different types of judgments. Different type of creatures and animals being revealed. Different type of earthquakes. All right? Different type of news, man, that's going on, man. That shows us that, okay, well, we answered that call. Now we're waiting. We're waiting in the right place. We're waiting in the right destination to be beamed up, man. Go ahead, Doc. Go ahead, bro. You guys making that Thessalonians?
2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 8. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
Right. That's right, with the spirit of his mouth, man. And that's his prophets, man. All right, and that's why these people feel condemned, man, because they know that these words that we speak, all right, when we hold this Bible is true. All right, that's why they walk around with shame. All right, they feel guilty, all right, for what they've done to our people, man. All right, and they know about the truth themselves, man. All right, and that's the reason why they hate our people so much, man. All right.
That's right, bro. I got one back to you, bro. Real quick. It's Jeremiah 5:11. You got it, right? It says, "For the house of Israel and the house of Judah have dealt very treacherously against me, said the Lord. They have belied the Lord and said, it is not he. Neither shall evil come upon us. Neither shall we see sword nor famine. And the prophet shall become wind, and the word is not in them. Thus shall it be done unto them." Is the point. "Wherefore, thus said the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua of hosts, because ye speak this word, behold, I will make my words in thy mouth fire, and this people wood, and it shall devour them."
That's right. So this word, man, our people, all right, as it said in the beginning, all right, from the top, that what? Our people neglect the word, man. All right.
They dealt treacherous.
Yeah. They shun it, man. All right. They put it behind their back, man. They hear these words, but yet they want to do whatever they want to do, man. All right. And then the latter part, can you read it one more time, brother?
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 5, verse 14. "Wherefore, thus said the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua of hosts, because ye speak this word, behold, I will make my words in thy mouth fire, and this people wood, and it shall devour them."
Yeah, man. Jake know that they're Israelites, but that's as far as they want to go with this, man. All right. They'll acknowledge that they're Israelites, but they'll still go and do wickedness, man. All right. They don't care, man. All right. They'll say, "Oh, I know people, all right, in the world, man. All right, that they say that they know that they're Israelites, man, but they don't conduct themselves in that way. All right. Jake is just rebellious, man. The scriptures continue. That's why the scriptures always say that, our people is a stiff-necked people, man. They're just stubborn,
Right. We see that same pattern over time with our people, man, throughout captivity, even from the beginning, man. All right? As Adamites, man, we went off. All right? We went off. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, they weren't perfect men in the eyes of the world, man, but in the eyes of the Lord, those were sons of the promise, man. All right? The scriptures even tell you that Abraham went after other gods on the other side of the flood, which is the Euphrates, man. We went after other gods, sinned, man, did other things, didn't worship Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua at one point in time. But the difference between us and the rest of our nation is, all right, when we came into this marvelous life, when we were called, all right, unto the church, okay, out, to give our talents and duplicate them in the eyes of the Lord, what did we do? We acted on it, man. We didn't deal treacherously. Because if you have a treasure in your hand, all right, and you decide to, okay, well, I'm going to buy that treasure off. I'm going to see if I can flip this and flip that. It becomes less of a treasure, man. And you start to act in the mind of Esau. Esau sold his birthright for a morsel of meat, man. That's a dog, beastie, vile mentality, man, to have. That's why the Lord said, okay, you have 2/3 here, you have the 1/3 here, man. The remnant. You got it, huh? That was it on my Jeremiah. You got it, man.
You want to continue that Second Thessalonians 2? That old chapter is bad. Bad and good one.
Yeah, just keep going, huh?
All right. Second Thessalonians chapter 2. Yeah. Second Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 9. Of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders. Second Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 9. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders.
That's right, man. That's referring to Esau, man. All right? His signs and his lying wonders, man. All right? Going into, pretty much Esau's, Paragma, all right? Going into his Paragma, all right? His beast system, all right? All
I got it out. We're going to put it this way. I'm going to set it up, right? The water for that. Keep speaking, huh? Go ahead.
All right, God. Welcome to read the verse. All right, God. Second Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 10. And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved.
That's right, man. So you receive not the love of the truth that they might be saved. All right, it's talking about our people because only our people, all right, can get saved, man. All right, so what, man? They lean into Esau's philosophies and doctrines. All right, and what? They're gonna fall for the trap, which is this Paragma, man. All right, which is the system. All right, they already fought, they already failed. All right, for getting the juice, man. All right, getting themselves jump shot up. All right, getting their children jump shot. All right. So yeah, man, they already been failed for the okie doke of Israel. I mean, our people Israel have already failed for the okie doke of Esau, man. All right, and this glorious light is speaking about the scriptures, man. All right, to know that you have an enemy and that your enemy is seeking to try to destroy you, man. All right, as a people. All right, what you got,
Verse 12. That they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness.
That's right, our people are damned, man. All right, because they choose to believe, all right, in this world, man. All right, the things that this world brings. All right, they believe in Egypt all over again, man. All right, and not in their power, man. All right, we stand out here telling our people that they're, the Lord's chosen people, that you have a promise, you have a kingdom, all right, that you're going to inherit, all right, if you're following righteousness, all right, but our people don't want to hear that, man. All right, so what? They make them down. All right?
The gospel is,
Yeah.
the gospel is good news unto our nation, man. Right? But the thing about it is, like the point you mentioned is, when the gospel is presented to our people, they don't want to just be that remnant. They don't want to be only them included in the gospel. They want all the other nations within it, man.
Yeah, that's true, right?
They want, oh, well, what do you mean it's just for Israel? What about Moab? What about Esau, man? The Lord don't require us to have that dull, low vibrational mindset, man. We're kings, priests, judges, and rulers. Jake walking with his head down in this society. Jake is let Esau just use him as a punching bag, man. The Most High, that's off, man. Let this system just roll over you, man. All right. Now we're not saying to go out there and just come unglued, man. We're telling you to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shimon Shah and have that spiritual filter on your life, man. Because when you have that filter, you move a certain way, man. You don't just let Esau just roll over you, man. You have that king, that priest mentality and demeanor about yourself, man. That you ain't gonna let these other nations just roll over you, man. Any kind of way. And that don't mean just shouting at them, just wanting to pick violence with them now, man. All right? That's the spirit of the Lord that got to be dealing with you. You got it, guys.
I got one at you. Yeah, because, a lot of our people, they reject this truth because, they understand that upon, waking up to the fact that you're Israelite, it also requires repentance.
That's right.
Right, because you can just simply know that you're Israelite, but, that's not going to grant you salvation. You have to repent and be converted, which, doing all those things requires being in order. And that's, the main thing that our people need is to be in order. And real quick.
It's a little strong tempers out here, Akim Salaki.
Hey, the Lord said that his doctrine was a drop that rain. That's right, man. Around 32.
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah.
Once y'all situated, I'm trying to rush you.
It's not a battle. Yeah, our people, they hate order. Okay, this is Malachi chapter 3. Malachi chapter 3 in verse 13.
Hey, do you mind? Could I bring this out real quick?
Yeah, man, you got it.
Just backing up what you just said up. Just real quick. All right. This is the book of 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 2. It says, preach the word, be instant in season, out of season, reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. Y'all got it. I want to bring that out.
Yeah, man. The scripture says, in season and out of season, man. All right, whether it's hot, cold, all right, whether it's raining, snowing, all right, whatever it may be outside, all right, you're gonna see, all right, the prophets, all right, the people that have the faith in the scriptures, all right, the men that you see, the men having faith in the scriptures, all right, out here doing the work, whatever the conditions may be, man, all right, under wisdom, man, all right, and as well, all right, that's the thing about our people, man. As the brother just now was saying, that what our people, it requires our people to change and do things that they're not used to doing, man. All right, so what? They'll look at us and be out here in the rain and they'll be like, man, if I gotta do that, man, I don't want to do it. You know? If I got, you know?
Hey, when Jacob stand in the rain, he worked for Esau.
Yeah.
So why not for the Lord?
And love it.
Yeah.
And love it.
I'm getting it out the mud.
Yeah, literally brag about it. Oh, 30 every morning. Come on, Jake. This is so like the 2 Corinthians 5, he's backing y'all up for 1 verse 17, that the brother mentioned, all right, beautiful point that, okay, this is not what Jake is used to doing, man. In the world, Jake hear raindrops outside, Jake be waiting for the rain. Oh, I'm standing, I'm chilling, I'm going to meet the boo thing, all right? Jake, wait till get a little breeze outside. Oh, no, man, it's too much for me, man, all right? But when it comes to his word, we're willing to go out in any extremist of climate that's bearable, that is, all right? We're not just going to go out and just, when a hurricane is just full-blown hitting the area that we bring it out in. No, man, that's not wise. We're going to use discretion, all right? But when it comes down to making those decisions, we go by the book, man, by the scriptures. It's 2 Corinthians 15, 5 and 17. Therefore, if any man be in Yahweh Shah Mashiach, he is a new creature. Old things are passed away, meaning that old mindset, man. That mindset of, okay, well, something goes on even to the slightest thing, all right, I'm going to back out of it. Like Jake say down south, crawfishing, man. You can't crawfish in the truth. You got to go head first in the spirit, man. And the Lord's going to guide the rest of you. You literally, like, y'all know how they have those, like, these couples have, like, the little challenges where they fall back and be able to catch the other one.
Yeah.
Like, I fall and you catch. Yeah. What you you call it that?
Trust fall.
Trust fall.
Yeah,
But when you do that trust fall or whatever, in the videos that they have about it, that person will always be, oh, jump is just, oh no, I ain't gonna actually fall back. No, man, we actually we're all in with this, man. All right, it says, and you got it out. And all things are of the Most High, who had reconciled us to Himself by Yahweh Shai, and had given to us the ministry of reconciliation.
That's right, man. So this was given to us by Yahweh Shai, man. The spirit of coming out here in these conditions, all right, and teaching our people this word, man. All right, wholeheartedly, man, with your heart, man, with your heart's content, man, of getting to them, of getting through to them that what, man, to come back to the Lord, all right, and repent, man, change your ways, all right.
Hey, because this mercy from the Lord.
Yeah.
Because surely doing what we're doing, can we all agree that this beats being packed in a cargo slave ship and brought across the Atlantic Ocean to a land where you don't know not, man. The Lord has certainly brought us out of that state, hasn't He? All right. So we're at the end here, man. You got it, man.
All right, I got one real quick. This is Colossians. Colossians 3:23 says, "And whatsoever ye do, do it heartily as the Lord and not unto men," man. Because do it for the sake of the Lord, man. Do it for the love of the Lord. All right, showing the Lord that you love Him, man. All right, and not being men pleasers, man, in the sight of men. All right, because how that scripture says, right? It says, some men fear man's eyes more than the Lord, man. All right, so that goes both ways.
Such is him that fears only the eyes of men.
Yeah.
But knowing not that the eyes of the Most High 10,000 times brighter than the sun.
Yeah, man. So that goes around as well as saying that men love to please other men than the Lord, man. All right. What you got, y'all?
Thank God. It's Malachi chapter 3, verse 13. It's talking about Jacob, right? Malachi 3, verse 13. Your words have been stout against me, said the Lord. Yet ye say, what have we spoken so much against thee? Our people, talk all this mess against the Lord, and especially against, the ones of our people that's woken up to the fact that they're Israelites, okay, because they see that, we're repenting, okay, we're putting off certain things in our lifestyle, okay, and doing new customs in our lives, celebrating new high holy days, eating clean foods and things like that. So they speak stout against the Lord and against his followers.
That's right.
God, it says verse 14, ye have said it is vain to serve the Most High, and what profit is it that we have kept His ordinance?
That's a banger. Hey, read the latter verse about the stout up.
All right, God, that's verse 13.
That's a banger.
It's Malachi chapter 3, verse 13. Your words have been stout against me, said the Lord. Yet ye say, what have we spoken so much against thee?
That's right, man. That's the spirit of America. A very stout spirit.
Yeah.
But guess who they get that spirit from? Amalek, man.
Ooh.
The one that ruled over, because it tells you in Daniel's
seventh chapter.
Yeah.
I was just about to say that,
yeah. You can bring it out. I just wanted to say that, bro.
Yeah, no. You can finish your point, though.
I was just gonna say that it says it's in Daniel he was more stout than his fellows going into America. Just basically taking that pride and completely having that prideful mindset over these other EU nations, specifically going into the British, the Spanish, and the French, right?
Yeah.
Now, when you go into the United States of America, all right, America has raised itself over the British, the Spanish, and French by basically, all right, you got on the West Coast, what do you have? Spanish, right?
Yeah.
Los Angeles, San Francisco, things like that. Down south, what do you have? French. The French-related names, right? When you go to the East Coast, what do you have? New Jersey, New York, and English names, man. So you can clearly see that, all right, Amalek and Esau Edom in America specifically is that whore that sit upon many waters, man. On the scarlet colored beast. You got it out.
All right, real quick. This is Daniel chapter 7. I'm gonna read verses. Verses 19 and 20. All right, Daniel 7, verse 19. Then I would know the truth of the fourth beast, which was diverse from all the others, exceeding dreadful, whose teeth were of iron, and his nails of brass, which devoured, breaking pieces, and stamped the residue with his feet. All right, now here's the point.
Right, and that's if I can say that's characteristics of the Roman military, man. One more time, Mark.
God, Daniel 7, verse 19. Then I would know the truth of the fourth beast, which was diverse from all the others, exceeding dreadful, whose teeth were of iron and his nails of brass.
Right, man. The Roman Empire. All right, now when you go into the history of the Roman Empire, the history of the Greek Empire, Medo-Persian, Babylonian Empire, they all did what? Idol worship, right? False gods. And at one point in time, all right, the Babylonian Empire, the Medo-Persian, Greek Empire, the inhabitants in them believed that what? All this, they hearken onto the soothsayers, they hearken onto the money prognosticators, they hearken onto the witchcraft and the sorcery, believing that it was going to continue on in Babylon. It was continue on in Greece. It was continue on in Medo-Persia and such as Rome. That's the same concept you see going on in this American society, man. All right? But just as it was, all right, that hope is going to be vain in the end, man. For you Esau, all right? And we know that, man. The Most High controls time, man. Esau, you cannot scratch the surface of the Most High's power, man. And it's going to be displayed, man. That's what this is literally the best occupation on the planet, man, in the universe to do what we're doing right now, man. Hey, Maya, scoot this way out. You're a little bit out of the camera once you get in there. Yeah. You see, scoot some this way, Omar. Scoot some. All right, there we go. That's better. There you go. You got it.
All right. Verse 20, Daniel 7, verse 20. And of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell, okay, and before whom 3 fell, even of that horn that had eyes and a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows.
Right, and that's going into Esau, Edom, all right? Starting with the head tribe of Amalek, man. All right, what? He looks down on these other nations, man. All right? And that is reflective of America today, man. All right? Of ancient Rome, all right? And of America today, man, because it's that same system, man. It's the same beast.
Right.
All right?
And it shows you that the scriptures totally cover the whole matter because that actually happened. When you go into the British, the Spanish, and French, what it's going into, all right? They established the so-called what? New World, man. Right? So America came out of Britain, man. The British. And you see them being the exact, all right, copy of English, man.
Yeah.
The language, the society, the names, it's just reincarnated, man. Showing you who's truly in power. So yes, all right, you so-called Christians, we can pinpoint who's the oppressor and pinpoint who's the chosen, man. But we're saying Abaratazah, we are of that number, man. And that's real faith. That's real integrity, man. These Christians are not stand-up people, man. All right? They got money and cars and clothes according to the society. But when it comes to wisdom and actually having integrity and a backbone and standing for something, they're not in the conversation, man. Go ahead, Al.
Yeah, we're pretty much what we're doing right now is what Christians ought to be doing. You know?
Real Christians.
Right.
We're real Christians. If you want to break it down that way, you know what I mean? You got it, Al.
Yeah. The real followers of the Messiah or the Anointed.
Right.
But this is back in Malachi 3, verse 14. Ye have said, it is vain to serve the Most High, and what profit is it that we have kept his ordinance, and that we have walked mournfully before the Lord of hosts? Yeah, so Jake is saying in his heart that it is vain to serve Yahweh Shema Shai, that it is futile, that it's a waste of time to serve the Lord. Okay, that what profit, where's it going to get us in life if we obey the ordinances, or in other words, what's another word for ordinances? Order. What profit is it going to be if we get in order and get in line with the, the law, statutes, commandments of Yahweh Shema Shai? That's the mindset of our people that rebel against the Lord.
You're right, because they despise you.
Yeah.
Look at hip hop culture. What does Jake say? In a way, Jake will be like, man, if you're scared, go to church. Jake don't care. Yeah. That seriousness, really being deep and in depth and close with the Most High, our people don't care about that, man. They care about getting to a money purse. They care about waking up early at 4:30, seeing if they can catch a sale, or catch a lick, man. Our people are all about quick come-ups, man. This takes patience up here, man. You can't rise and just, like Jake said, man, I want to bubble, I want to ball. You can't spiritually bubble or ball, right? Unless you put the labor in, man. Your works are going to speak for themselves. Just like your house shot, it hasn't any works spoken, all right? Thousands upon years, we're still speaking to your house shot, man, waiting on his coming, man. So his name holds weight. You can't go back thousands and thousands upon thousands of years, all right? Which you know the earth is roughly 11,000, 12,000 years old. You can't go back that far and say, oh, man, these great Edomites were here. Documentation we have on the planet Earth. Nah, man, you can only do that with your how about Shimon Shine. You got that.
All right, this the last verse in this chapter, verse 15, Malachi 3. Malachi 3, verse 15. And now we call the proud happy. Yea, they that work wickedness are set up. Yea, they that tempt the Most High are even delivered. All right, Malachi 3, verse 15. And now we call the proud happy. Yea, they that work wickedness are set up. Yea, they that tempt the Most High are even delivered.
That's right, man. So the whole pretense of this society is we're gonna get rich in Esau's kingdom. No regard for the Most High. They don't live their life thinking with a conscience of what the Lord could possibly do to them for their actions. Neither do they say, well, man, there's a power controlling this place, man. Because the way Jake lived his life is totally unruly, totally lawless, man. A beast, literally. Because a beast, if a dog or a cat or an animal walked past us, what would it be doing? Sniffing everything. Everything it could find. No matter if it's clean or unclean. No matter what it is, man. That's what Jake's mindset is. No matter if it's clean or unclean, or if it's good for you, or if it's detrimental for you, what do they take the mindset of? Somebody got to die from something. YOLO. All right? You only live once. Oh, I'm going to try, I'm going to trust me, and I done tried everything, man. How they say that? I'm going to try it, whatever it is, man.
I done done it all.
Yeah, man. And literally, Jake want to be an elder in America, man. A vet in America. Jake want to do that, literally. Want to be an elder in America. Hey, man, don't do that, young blood. Hey, man, don't buy them 2 for $5 no more. Jake will be wise, you know what I mean? Wise and doing evil things, man. But when it comes to actually calming down your spirit and your soul and saying, well, you know what, those men are right. Let me weigh the whole matter. Let me see what they're saying out of this great book and weigh it with the times that we're in, man. You got it,
Jake want to be an OG.
Yeah, bro.
This is I got one. This is Second Peter 3, and I'm gonna start from the top. It says, this second epistle, beloved, I write unto you, and both which I stir up your pure minds by way of remembrance. It says that ye may be mindful of the words which are spoken before by the holy prophets, and of the commandments of us, the apostles of our Lord and Savior, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lust. And that's our people, walking after their own lust. All right? Continuing on, it says, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? And since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were, all right, from the beginning of creation, man. So Jake pretty much saying, man, the Lord's not coming, man. All right? We don't believe in that, man. Everything is gonna go right back to what it was, man. All right? America's gonna pop back up out of this situation, man. All right? That's the nature and the mind frame of our people, man. All right? They don't believe that the Lord's gonna come back, man. They don't believe that these plagues and this civil war is coming, man. All right?
And just backing you up, they don't actually believe. They see the visible representation of the Most High. Like they'll see us and they'll say, man, the Lord can't be dealing with them. Well, the Lord ain't dealing with them. Look at what they're driving. All right? Look at what look at what time of the day they're out doing. They lame.
Yeah.
Why they ain't at the club? Why they ain't at this bar? Why they ain't at KOK wing? Right? But our calling is higher than us, man. Literally, the things written in this book I'm gonna just saying it like this. Literally, like the Apostle Paul said, man. All right. His mind couldn't utter it, man. Just thinking about the kingdom and how marvelous it's gonna be, man. The Lord gave us enough wisdom on His side to get us through and make it out of America. But there's so much more knowledge is gonna be bestowed on us, man.
You know what I'm saying? You got it. Said that, you know, they can't believe that it's us, man. And it's simply because we came from the same place they came from. And they also see us, some of us, not everybody is in a good situation, and some brothers are. But the fact of the matter is that we all came from where they came from. So they say, how can the Lord can possibly be dealing with them, man? All right? How can the Lord deal with this man? This is my nephew. This is my cousin. This is my brother.
Right. Yep. I got your precept. Go ahead. Lamentations 2:14. Thy prophets have seen vain and foolish things from thee, and they have not discovered thine iniquity, to turn away thy captivity, but have seen for thee false burdens and causes of banishment. And that goes to the Christian church because you have a lot of blood in your hands, man. That's another side of these 2/3 just not believing in the Lord, man. Because all this false prophets going out here, man. But fooling and beguiling our people. Yeah, they see our people in a downtrodden state, in a low state, and they say, man, the Lord can't be dealing with them. But they also go into these fake hellholes, these fake whorehouses, man. Christian churches, and they're lied to with double tongues, man. So we double cursed in America, man. Literally. All right? The Lord got us visibly not looking like the chosen, and we're actually representing in our actions as a nation 2/3 of us that we're not the Lord's people, man. All we do is backstab each other, bear false witness against each other, adultery, murder, rob, and violence, man. And they got this guy, Charleston White, that he's a 2/3, but he's chastising. The Lord is using him to chastise this hip hop industry, man. Yeah. And expose some things that's going on with you, Jake, that's just completely acting like you're a total gangster, all right? But wouldn't keep that same energy with your oppressor, man. That's a weak man. And that's what this going into a little bit what he goes into, man. You got it out. But it's Lamentations 2:15, you got it on. It says, all that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth?
Right, so are these the people that are of the Lord? Are these the holy people? All right, these people that are killing each other. All right, that women are twerking on top of cars. All right, on moving cars. All right, are these the people that are, drug addicts? All right, selling drugs to their own community, destroying their own community. All right. Yeah, man. So you see, that's the other nations, man, mocking. All right, our people, man. All right, because of the condition that our people are in, man. All right, this can't possibly be, all right, the holy people, man.
Right.
All right.
Like you said, the joy of the whole earth, and that's just a cut right there. I might have to mark that one because it said, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? And joy goes into Eden, man. That shows you that at one point in time, the whole earth was as Eden, man. And guess who was that joy of Eden? That joy of paradise, man? Israel, from the beginning. From Yahushua, from Adam, man. You got it, huh?
I got one. This is Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 22. For my people is foolish, they have not known me. They are sottish children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. So our people, they're so wise to do wickedness, especially wickedness towards each other, but they won't take that same energy and apply it to doing righteousness. Okay, all our people want to do is just rebel against Yahweh Shai, and the men that he's set up to rebuke them for their transgressions. And going back to some of the points that y'all made, part of our people being in that mindset of rebelling against the Lord is the Christian church, because after all, what's one of the main notorious things that the Christian church teaches, or rather doesn't teach, shall I say, is keeping the laws and commandments. Because they teach that the laws that once right, they teach that once the Lord died on the cross, whom they call Jesus, or we know it to be Yahushua, that once the Lord died on the cross 2,000 years ago, that means we're not we're not under the law no more, and that we don't have to keep the laws of the Heavenly Father no more. And that that mindset and that doctrine, that philosophy has pretty much overwhelmed our people to the point to where they've made that into a culture, black culture, you know.
Bring it up for the brother. He got one for you.
Yeah, and like the brother had said earlier, Christianity, especially the so-called Black Christian church, has a lot of blood on their hands. Because they've misused the Bible, misinterpreted the words of the Lord. Okay, to play up the ignorance of our people, to teach our people to be even more rebellious against the Lord. Okay, under the guise of serving and fearing the Lord. Okay, rejecting His commandments. Teaching our people that they can still eat pork. Okay, that they can still celebrate these wicked left hand so-called holidays, which all goes back to idol worship. All right, so you so-called black Christian pastors, and I'm gonna even name some. Pastor Geno Jennings, all right, T.D. Jakes, Creflo Dollar, all right, Pastor James Gray, all right, and the rest of these so-called black
Joel Osteen.
yeah, Joel Osteen, which James Gray, he actually he was actually under Joel Osteen for a little while. I kind of read up on him a little bit. You know,
Go ahead. Yeah,
yeah.
man, but if I make a point,
You got it, right?
just like the brother was saying, because the energy that our people have to these pastors of the world, what type of energy is I'm willing to do whatever it is you need me to do. I put my life in your hands. I put my finances in your hands. I put my health in your hands. All right. But the same thing, you have an energy towards a false prophet, false pastors, and they're giving you. You gotta weigh the circumstances. You go to these pastors, these deacons, these pulpits for answers, but all you receive is lies. All you receive is false promises, man. The Lord presents us with the bigger picture right here, man. Through Yahweh Shai. You got it.
Huh? I got a piece of tobacco, everything that you just said. Just real quick. This is also in Jeremiah. Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 31. The prophets prophesy falsely, and the priests bear rule by their means, and my people love to have it so. And what will you do in the end thereof? So the ones of our people that hearken into these false prophets, these false pastors, these false leaders, when you find out,
Could you check the audio out?
Yeah, God.
All right. I think we're good, but
I'm gonna check it real quick.
yeah, but you can keep making your point out.
Yeah, God. The ones of our people that hearken unto these false, so-called black leaders and Latino leaders and Native American leaders, all right, and love, the lies that they tell them. The Lord is asking you, hey, what your ass is gonna do when He starts bringing all hell throughout this planet Earth? All right, tribulation, the time of Jacob's trouble, and these pastors and these leaders that you look to are gonna be nowhere to be found to give you answers. Check it out.
Yep, we good. Bring it out for a while.
This is Jeremiah 3:15. It says, "And I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding." All right, so the Lord is what going to give you teachers. All right, according to His heart, with knowledge and understanding of what the scriptures, of understanding that we're in the end times, understanding of who you are, of understanding what you're supposed to be doing in these latter times, all right, to gain your salvation in the end. All right, that's it on that one.
You got one up?
No.
I got a couple. All right. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 14, verse 14. It says, "Then the Lord said unto me," I'm going to start at 13. "Then said I, Lord Yahweh, behold, the prophets say unto them, Ye shall not see the sword, neither shall ye have famine. But I will give you assured peace in this place. In this place, man. America. That's what you false prophets do, man. You want to give our people peace or rest in America. Don't worry. If you give $1,000 to the cause, the Lord is going to bless you. If you give get that gain in godly contentment is gain, man. All right, but these pastors will give you a false reality, man. While they're draining you, check after check, sermon after sermon, man. That feel good doctrine. The doctrine that makes you leave the pulpit and go and say you want to hug a Moabite. You want to hug an Edomite. You want to join hand in hand with your enemy. All right? Love everybody. Love is for everybody. And that's that same doctrine that tells you that you can be with a man. A man can be with a man. A woman can be with a woman, man. That feel good doctrine. Whatever you want. That's why you see this society is crumbling. And this guy, this UFC commentator, I forgot his name, bald head. Joe Rogan, he went into that. He was like, man, he was saying something that's scriptural, because he said basically when you see a society that's headed by LGBTQ members, headed by members that ultimately despise Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes, all right, that have sex changes and things like that, that's when you see a society is going to its bitter end, man. All right? And that's the truth, man. We see wickedness. You see nothing but moles in the church now, in the military, in politics, in religion, man. This society, America is finished, man. You got it, right? Oh, I got a little more. Right? It says, verse 14, then the Lord said unto me, the prophets prophesy lies in my name. Y'all got it. It says, I sent them not, neither have I commanded them, neither spake unto them. They prophesy unto you a false vision and divination, and a thing of naught, and the deceit of their hearts.
That's what these prophets prophesy. All right, that's what these really yeah, I know. That's what these prophets. I mean, that's what these false prophets prophesy. All right, that's what this system. All right, preaches, man. It's false hopes, man. All right, false dreams, man. All right, dreams that aren't going to come true, man. All right, of what hand in hand shall join together. All right, all of that is fake, man. The Lord is the separator, man. All right, and that's what the Lord is going to come to do, man. All right, separate, man. All right, separate the righteous, which is the clean, from the dirty, man. All right, yeah, the sheep from the goat.
Man, Shalom, I giving this guy, this Jake behind us just started up his food truck and causing up all kind of emotions. I'm gonna go back and put the camera back close on the brothers. This dude all emotional, man. Going back and forth in this truck, pacing, just to stuff his face with some abominable foods, man. Put it back right. I'm gonna put it back right here.
Hey, bro, bless y'all for doing that, man.
You got it, huh? What's up?
I said, bless y'all for doing that, man.
Appreciate it, bro.
Thank you, thank you. The Spirit made him say that. Y'all blessed for doing this. You got it. Right. All right, this is
To be excluded from judgment, man.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about it. This judgment is going to be so rapid, so destructive, and so unbearable that we're literally moving in fear about reading these words, man. We're literally reading these words in hopes that, okay, well, man, we can be spared from these times, man. So it's not a joking matter, man. And there's going to be a lot of casualties out here, man. You got it, right?
all right. This is Matthew chapter 25, verse 31. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him. Matthew 25, verse 31. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. Verse 32. And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate, backing up the brother Abbas, because Yahweh Shimon Shai is a separatist, right? And he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divided his sheep from the goats. Verse 33, and he shall set the sheep on his right hand, and the goats on the left.
All right, so he shall separate, all right, the righteous from the wicked.
Verse 34, then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, all right, the righteous, the elect, come, ye blessed of my father. Hey,
Ye what?
ye blessed of my father. Right. Woo!
So obviously, when the guy said that, and backing up the brother point,
Yeah.
he meant it towards us. He wasn't talking about he was blessed. Because if he wanted to be in a blessed state of mind, he would have stopped and said, what are y'all doing? So the Lord literally just put the spirit on him right there, just to walk by and say that, man. You got it, right?
And I sold the spirit out, and he said, I'm going to get that scripture, and he can walk around.
Woo!
I got one after y'all.
Nah.
Just banging right up to it. Same chapter.
Okay. All right. Matthew 25, verse 34. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, come, ye blessed of my father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. Ooh, man, hey, so this kingdom was prepared for us before the foundation of the heaven and the earth.
Right.
Man.
So are the things we go through. So are the people we encounter. They were prepared, man.
Yeah.
All right. Literally, these people have come back to play certain roles. That God, the Most High, created him from the beginning as well, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't his spirit created from the beginning?
Right.
Right. So he fulfilled a part of the Most High's prophecy and judgment by coming across and saying it. But that's something in a small sense. You know what I mean? But the Lord controls all of that. You got it, right? I got one after you.
This is John 14:3. It says, and if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there ye may also be. There ye may be also. So pretty much the elect is going to be joint hands with Yahweh Shai, man. And Yahweh Shai has dominion over everything, man. All right? And we're going to gain dominion over everything as well. All right? You have it, right?
That's right. That's right. Matthew 25, verse 35. For I was hungered, and ye gave me meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me in. Naked, and ye clothed me. I was sick, and ye visited me. I was in prison, and ye came unto me.
That's right, because Yahweh Mashiach Yahushua is the ultimate physician, the ultimate counselor, the ultimate advisor, guide, friend, man, and enemy as well, man. Because you don't want to get on the wrong side of the Lord, man. So the Lord could be your best friend or your best enemy, man. And Esau, Edom, starting with you, Esau, the Lord is your worst enemy, man. Like how they say on those nightmare movies, the things that go bump in the night. Yeah, man, the Lord created those things, man. And those things could pass in the whole entire earth, man. Jake hop out his car, let off the AK-47, all right? Jake goes into a theater, man, shooting, all right? Jake choking his boss, all right? Jake go in the grocery store and got the cashier in the hand, like all type of things are going on, just turmoil upon turmoil, man. Until that great day of the Lord. You got it, man. I got one back here.
All right,
Those sheep and goats. You want me to keep reading? Let me bring this out real quick. Back further up. Because the Lord separated the righteous from wicked. Because when you go into Matthew the 13th chapter, it goes into the wheats and the tares, right? All right, you got it, man. All right, you can break it down. It's Matthew 13, in verse 24. It says, another parable put he forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man which sowed good seed in his field. Right. A man being the Most High. verse 25. But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat.
That's right. That's right, man. That's Jake taking the first. All right, and that's Esau Edom also spreading his philosophies and his doctrines upon the earth. All right, and Jake falling into those wayward doctrines.
Spreading his seed. Also, laying with our people through slavery. All right, break robbing and murdering our people, just ultimately showing that he had as a possession. And what you have so-called heathens that look like Israelites now, man. Tares, right? And when you go into that word tear, it goes into a basket of wheat. You go to book of Deuteronomy, it tells you that what? A bastard shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord, man. So the wicked shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord, man. This is a specific only club right here, man. All right? An elect only club. You got it. I want to say something. But it says on verse 26, but when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also, right? Because you have Israelites. On the other hand, you have Israelites of other nations that look like other nations that are Israelites, and you have other nations that look like Israelites that are of the other nations, man. Right? But how does the Lord ultimately separate us, man? Go ahead, Rod. Go ahead, Amaya. Amos.
All right. This is Amos chapter 9, verse 9. For lo, I will command, and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations, like as corn is sifted in a sieve, yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth.
So the Lord is going to sift us amongst all nations, man. How? By the word, by the spirit, man. That's what's going to sift us, man. All right? Because those that follow after the Lamb, whatsoever he goes, they're going to be made manifest who they are, man. And those that are after the wicked one, whichever way they went, meaning from reincarnation to reincarnation, you have those that have come back and are after Satan, man. All right? And are after their father, the devil. And are after the oppressor. But they're going to be made manifest. It's going to go down and tell you, it says, you got some more money?
Yeah. Verse 10. Amos 9, verse 10. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say, the evil shall not overtake, nor prevent us.
That's right. Hey, and ultimately what? Let's talk about what? 2/3 of our people. But when you go into Esau, Edom, does Esau know the law?
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Yes.
Right?
That's why he's a man of sin.
That's what I'm wanting. Hey, break it. You got it out. Beautiful, bro. That's right, bro. Hey, and let's just continue on. Brother said it all. That's right, bro. So Esau literally knows the law. When you go back to Esau and Cain, he knew the law.
Yep.
He offered up a sacrifice unto the Lord that was not pleasing unto the Lord, man. Because he was estranged from the womb. But it says, Matthew 13 and 27. So the servants of the household came and said unto him, Sir, didst thou sow good seed in thy field? From whence then hath it tares? So if you sow good seed, why is the tares up and among them? Right? But it says, verse 28, he said unto them, an enemy, y'all brothers can get precepts from your hand, an enemy had done this. The servant said unto him, an enemy had done this. Wilt thou then that we go and gather them up? Right? Let me get this real quick. It's Nehemiah, chapter 13, verse 23. Alright. It's the book of Nehemiah, chapter 13, verse 23, and it reads, in those days also say our Jews that have go back to Matthew 13. Alright, it's Matthew 13 and 29. But he said, nay, lest while ye gather up the tares, ye root up also the wheat with them. Let both grow together until the harvest. And we're in the time of that harvest, man. We're in the time where the angels are going to be reaping. Yahushua is going to try their wine press alone. We're in a time where what? That fruit that the Most High has planted is going to come up and be profitable into the earth. Starting with the elect. Because if you know anything about the husbandry, right? We go into that all the time. The husbandry, what they say on this side, You got to nourish that seed, right? And that seed ultimately comes from men. That's why you see a reflection of men on the planet Earth, man. Yahushua, that seed of David, right? But when you go into the husbandry, when you plant a seed, you have to make sure that it's on proper soil, that it's going to have a proper upbringing, and you have to ultimately monitor it, water it, labor with it, man. Make sure it's grown up, man. So the Most High raised up 144,000 priests, kings, and judges that are going to rule on the planet Earth and be profitable. But it says, verse 30, let both grow together until the harvest, and in the time of harvest I will say to the reapers, gather ye together first the tares, and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn. And that barn is going into what? The chariots, right? We're going to be gathered into those chariots and the wheat, all right? And the tares, which are wicked, are going to be reaped for destruction. Reaped for that lake of fire, basically, right? But it says, Matthew 13, 32, verse 31, another parable put he forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is like to a grain of mustard seed, which a man took and sowed in his field. And now they have that grain of mustard seed because when odds are all against us, we have faith that the Most High is going to take us out of any predicament, man. Whether we be near to death or whether it be something small, man, an argument or a quarrel, we have faith in the Lord in all things. Yep. That was it, huh?
This is John Williams.
All right, this second Ezra, chapter 4, verse 30. For the grain of evil seed hath been sown in the heart of Adam from the beginning, and how much ungodliness hath been brought up unto this time, and how much shall it yet bring forth until the time of threshing come? Okay, so the Lord, that evil seed, was planted into Adam by the Most High, for Adam to eventually fall, okay, for the sons of God to fall, all right, and eventually, okay, it would all trickle down until this time that we're living in right now, until the time of threshing, right? Now, real quick, this is the definition of threshing from Google. It says, I'm gonna let this pass real quick. This is the definition of the word threshing from Google. It says, separate grain from a plant, typically with a flail or by the action of a revolving mechanism. All right, so threshing basically goes into, separating the grain.
Right.
And that's exactly and that's exactly what Yahushua and the angels are going to do when they return. They're going to separate the wheat, all right, the righteous from the tares.
From the goat.
That's right. That's right. That's what the sheep from the goat. That was pretty much it. That was the point.
Back in the mind, Sirach 41. Sirach 41, it says, great travail is created for every man, and a heavy yoke is upon the sons of Adam. From the day that they go out of their mother's womb to the day that they return to the mother of all things.
Yeah, and that heavy yoke is, pretty much death. Because death, being that we're in this flesh, was subject unto vanity, and as well as subject unto death. And death was always a heavy yoke that the sons of God were always subject unto. Okay, and that's why, we do, what we're doing so fervently, because we understand that when Yahushua and the angels come back to deliver us in the chariots, all right, Lord willing, we get that number, we're going to receive new bodies. New bodies that are no longer subject unto death, or sicknesses, or aches and pains, and so on and so forth. Right?
Right. The reason that basically, like Jake on this side say, man, fear the unknown, fear death. But that's because of the knowledge that the Lord has given unto us about actually what's going up unto the heavens, that translation, right? Because when we come down for judgment. All right? We're given unto the knowledge that the Lord has given us. But as far as the issues of death, the whole spectrum of the spiritual world, that's given unto the Lord, man. So that was a heavy yoke on us, just basically because we weren't there yet. We were the sons of God. We were the sons of Adam at that time, man. We had ways to go, and now we're up until that time. We know we're about to be changed from terrestrial to celestial, from corruptible to incorruptible. Man. So we're about to get that promise, that land, that knowledge, that wisdom, that dominion that was promised to our forefathers. Man. You got that? I got one. I got some more. Yeah. All right. Verse 2, it says, their imagination of things to come in the day of death trouble their thoughts and cause fear of heart.
Yeah, imagining death, has always troubled the hearts of our people. Okay, and that's why this truth, Yahushua, referred to this truth as a comforter. Because, we've been comforted through this truth. All right, to understand that death is not the end all be all of our existence. Okay, there's another glory, to come, which is, a glory that's going to come after this world, which is what? The kingdom of heaven, which is going to bring us what? Immortality. All right, but for 2/3 of our people that don't have the comfort of this truth, things like death, and famine, in the sword and stuff like that, they discomfort them because, ultimately, they're the ones that subject to all those things. The Lord is going to, use those things to bring judgment upon them.
Right.
Yes. Yes, more. Yes, more like that.
Yeah, I got 2 more verses.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, some real quick. You got it. What?
This is Psalms 23:1. Thy Lord is thy shepherd, I will not want. He maketh me to lie in green pastures. He leadeth me beside still waters. All right? To restore my soul, he leadeth me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. So basically, the green pastures is talking about the scriptures and that's the comfort of the scriptures. All right? It's not actually talking about the green field. Right? It's talking about the scriptures as a comfort. Right? It goes to what you said, the fear of death. Right? So when we have the understanding of the Bible, all right, what? It gives us comfort of knowing what's coming after death. All right? Not those philosophies that they feed you, all right, in the Christian church, which is what you're going to burn in hell for eternity. All that garbage.
Yeah, and that guy that just came out of there, that's the Edomite, all right, that's basically a higher up. Over my job, man. State official. Just walked back into that building, all right? He gonna come out again and have that black shirt on, those khaki pants. He just came out and care if you recognize me. If he does recognize me, I'm doing my real occupation. This is our real work, all right? This is Rock 40:3. It says, y'all brothers got it. For him that sitteth on a throne of glory, unto him that is humbled in earth and ashes, from him that weareth purple in a crown, unto him that is clothed with the linen frock, wrath and envy and trouble and unquietness, fear of death and anger and strife, and in the time of rest upon his bed, his night's sleep, do change his knowledge. See? So ultimately, all those things, fear, death, envy, strife, grief, they change our knowledge. But who ultimately presides over that? How about Shimei Mashah, man? So our knowledge ultimately was changed over time to where now that our knowledge is going to be the most we've ever had because we're going into the troublous times we've ever had. We're going into a time when Yahushua is going to come back in the angelic form. He's never came back in the angelic form as has been written so far, man, which is going to come to pass, man. All right? He's came in the flesh, all right, in the fleshly body, all right, as Adam, okay, earthly man, right? But as far as that angelic form, we're going to see something that the world has never seen and never and always will see again. You know how they say, you're going to see this and you'll never see it again. Yeah, you're going to see this, but you'll always see it again. Right. Literally. Forever, man. We're going to leave that stamp and that imprint, that mark. We're going to leave our mark in this place. Like Esau's trying to leave his mark. When you leave your mark on something, that means people remember you forever. That means you're a legend. That means you're talked about in reverence and honored, man. Only Yahweh Shimei Yahushua has the power to do that throughout the earth. You got it, man. there's one kind of flesh of men, another flesh of beasts, another of fishes, and another of birds.
Yeah, all flesh is not the same. Man has a different type of flesh from animals. Okay, so we don't come from monkeys. All right, we don't come from we didn't so-called evolve from animals and apes and stuff and all that type of BS that Esau Edom pushes through his pseudoscience and technology. Man, it's great.
This is another type of flesh right here, man. And how Shai comes back and he cracks those clouds, man. You're not gonna see us. You're not gonna see a mortal man, and he's not gonna meet you as a man. Okay? But it says, verse 40, you got it. Now, there are also celestial bodies. Get that word celestial. There are also celestial bodies. 1 Corinthians 15 and 40. There are also celestial bodies and bodies terrestrial. But the glory, like the brother was going into the glory, right? But the glory of the celestial is one, and the glory of the terrestrial is another.
Hey, and to know that, that's comforting. That's a comfort unto us, knowing that, this carnal fleshly bodies that we're in right now is not the end all be all of our existence. Okay, because we also have
This is the definition of celestial. It says existing in heaven. Things that take place in heaven. The heavenly, it says the heavens of the clouds.
right. So as the brother just brought out in that definition of the word celestials, okay, it basically means things that exist in heaven. So not only do we have a carnal fleshly body that exists on the earth, which are the bodies that we're in right now, but we also have bodies that exist in the heavens. Okay? And they both have, two different glories.
Now one more definition. It says the heavenly temple or sanctuary.
Right. So hey, the heavenly bodies that we have, okay, in the spirit world are likened unto a sanctuary or a temple. Because we know, according to the scriptures, that the spirits in the heavenly realm, okay, they don't go off. They strictly do whatever the Lord commands them to do in the spirit world. There's no disorder or sins being committed in the spiritual realm. Even by the left hand side, the spiritual demons, Satan's, as well as the demons on the left hand side in the heavens, they also do the commands of the Lord. Okay, in the spirit world.
All right. All right. This is terrestrial.
1919. The big chaos. The big chaos.
The chaos. All right. And it says existing upon the earth. Earthly.
Right? Plain and simple. A terrestrial body exists only on the earth because it's earthly. We come from the dust of the ground, and when we die, we go back to to the dust of the ground. Pretty plain and simple.
Back brother up. 1 Corinthians 15 and 28. And when all things, we start at 26, Prophet Shai says, for he must reign till he has put all enemies under his feet. Oh, Salaki, that was 25. Salaki. Verse 26. The last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. For he had put all things under his feet. But when he said all things are put under him, it is manifest that he is accepted, which did put all things under him. And when all things shall be subdued under him, then shall the Son also subject unto him that put all things under him, that Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai may be all in all, man. So even Yahushai, who the word literally calls Jesus Christ, he's subject unto the Father, man. That's order, man. So in the heavens, our holy tabernacle is built upon celestial bodies, man. All right? not cuts, bruises, common colds, headaches. That's done away with in the heavens, man. And we can smile upon that because we know it's true, man. You got it now.
Right. That's that's the ultimate comfort. Knowing that all this stuff that we go through in this flesh is all soon going to be done away with. Very soon when you're outside, the angels come back.
I got looking down the same chapter, 1 Corinthians 15, starting at 50. It says, "Now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of Yahweh, neither does corruption inherit corruption, inherit incorruption." All right. This is 1 Corinthians 15:45. And it is as it is written, the first man Adam was made a living soul, the last Adam was made a quickening spirit.
Right, Genesis 2:7 goes into the Yama, ground, man. The earthly man. The man that was subject onto being hurt, death, alright, going off, sinning. We saw it. This is the proof. But that second man, who is Yahweh, is subject unto life, man. Subject unto knowing all things under the Father. But it's still order. That same order, it was order when Adam went off. That was order, man. And just as Yahweh came back as that quickening spirit and is going to come back, that's order as well, man. There's order to fulfill prophecy in the will of the Father. But who can know the will? The prophets of the Lord. We know the will on this side, man. But we're waiting to get more knowledge. We seek knowledge. That's why we see us. We're thirsty. Like a thirsty is a bad thing in the world. If you're thirsty, that means what? You eager and anxious just to do whatever. Well, he's thirsty. He's just that. We're thirsty for this word. The rivers of living water, man. You got it, right?
It says, the first man is of earthly. The first man is of earthly. The second man is the Lord from heaven. As it is earthly, such as
The second man is the Lord from heaven. Yeah, get that, brother. Y'all brothers too. You know what I mean? The second man is the Lord from heaven. That's Yahweh, man. So it was a transition. You got it, right?
It says, as it is earthly, such are they also that be earthly. And as it is heavenly, such are they that also are heavenly. It says, as it is earthly, such are they also that are earthly, and as it is heavenly, such are they also that are heavenly.
Right. So you got different restraints, you got different roles, different outcomes that come with the earthly. And you have different outcomes, different roles that come with the heavenly, man. It's two different estates. We're in a state of the flesh right now. That means we're subject to what? Getting urges, getting emotional, you know what I mean? Might overthink things, overjudge things. In the spirit world, also, we have to eat food to nourish ourselves. We have to get things that replenish our body, make us feel with energy, you know what I mean? Water. That's not so in the spirit world, man. In the heavens. You don't get tired. You don't be like, man, hey, y'all, it's 12 o'clock. I'm going to go ahead and I need to get some sleep, man. No, man. That's what we're looking forward to, man. And that's why the Lord said the last enemy is destroyed is death, man. You got it, man.
Verse 49, and as it says, and as we have borne the image of the earthly, we shall also bear the image of the heavenly.
Right? We was born into the flesh, man. We're born in the image of the earthly. We know what it means to get pain. We know what it means to get diseases. We know what it means to get ailments. We know what it means to be tired, overworked, lazy even, energetic even. We know all these different emotions that come with the flesh, but it's a whole other side to this thing, man. That comes with a celestial body. That comes with a celestial body, man. You got it, man.
It says, verse 50, it says, now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of Yahweh, neither does corruption inherit incorruption. It says, behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall be changed in a moment, in a twinkling of an eye, at the last trump. For the trumpet shall
Right?
sound.
And parallel that with the Revelation, it tells you the last trump, that's World War III, man. All right, that's the third woe. One more time, out.
It says, in the moment of the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump.
Right, so you're gonna see all these things being dissolved, the elect being beamed up, Wisdom of Solomon, the fifth chapter, our enemies beholding and gnashing their teeth, just saying, damn, at that last final moment, man, it's gonna be glorious, man. And how much more glorious? Because Jacob do what? Jacob hit a buzzer beater, and then when that shot go in, that moment you hear a pause, and the ball just floating to the rim. Then when the shot go in, the crowd just, oh my goodness, we just beat them down. That's how we're gonna be on the spiritual side, man. We got the buzzer beater over this place. We got the victory, man. We're gonna rejoice, man. And that rejoicing is not gonna be just a moment or a night. We just won the championship ring and popping the bottles in the locker room. Nah, man. It's gonna be forever and ever and ever, man.
It says, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be risen, incorruptible, and shall be changed. And that's speaking about the elect of the men that died in the truth, man. All right, they're going to be joint heirs, all right, with the Yahushua and the elect men that make it out of this big struggle, man. All right, before this new struggle. All right, and it says, for this corruptible must put on incorruption, and that this mortal must put on immortality. So these corruptible bodies are going to turn into incorruptible bodies, man.
Right.
Right?
Mortal is terrestrial,
Yep, yep.
and immortal is celestial. So it's just hidden. You can't get around this, man. You got it, man.
It says, so when this corruption shall put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. Alright? So death is going to be swallowed up in victory. Right? We no longer will have to suffer, big like the brother was just not going into, man. As we went into those chapters, having to deal with these bodies being subject to sin, going off, disobeying our Lord, disobeying our power. All right? The earth is going to be restored, man. Just as we're going to be restored, the earth is going to be restored as well, man. Right?
Right.
Yeah. Just as the brother was breaking down in that chapter, death is going to be, conquered. We're going to receive the victory, over death. Because as the scriptures go to, I believe that's second Ezra, the fourth chapter, where he spoke about how death reigned from Adam unto Moses. All right, roughly paraphrasing it. All right, death has reigned from Adam on down to us in these latter days because of what? Us constantly, committing sin. All right, and ultimately being subject unto this flesh, which is subject unto vanity. Where now we're coming to a time where death, all right, as well as sin is no longer going to be, it's no longer going to, reign over us and dominate over us, because like the brother Amos was bringing out just a few seconds ago, okay, we're going to be restored. All right,
Hey, what you say that?
I said because we're going to be restored.
That's right. This is second Ezra 3 and 9. So when you quote it 3 and 9, this third chapter, it says, and again, in process of time, thou broughtest the flood unto those that dwell in the world and destroyest them. And it came to pass in every one of them that as death was to Adam, so was the flood to these.
Right. Death was to Adam because what? Adam fell away. And ultimately because of what? As it says in the very next chapter from that I read earlier, the evil grain of seed was sown into Adam. So it was written for the story's sake, for Adam, okay, to eventually fall off, so that he'll understand why, the Most High Yahweh told him, all right, to follow his laws, to follow his statutes, commandments, okay, but, Adam fell from that, on down to us in these latter days, but, it's going to be through Yahweh Shai, then we're going to pick right back up. Okay, no longer falling in. You know?
Right. And death was a curse as well. He said, death unto Adam was as a flood unto me. So that flood was ultimately a curse on the earth by the Lord, man. And so is the curse that's going to go throughout the whole entire earth, man. But it says, got some just last verse, all right? Verse 11, nevertheless, one of them thou leftest, namely Noah, with his household, of whom came all righteous men.
Right. Because the Lord found grace upon Noah. Right. And basically Noah was likened unto the elect or the remnant of his time. Right. You know, before the flood. So, and then, you know, ultimately, you know, Noah and his family, you know, what did they ultimately do after they came, you know, after they came off of the ark after the flood? They restored all things. You know, they restored all humanity. Okay, you know, it you know, was fruitful and multiplied. Okay, you know, brought back. All right, brought back the nations. Okay, and that's like, you know, to, you know, what we're gonna do. All right, when Yahweh Shai, you know, delivers us up. Okay, Lord willing, we have that number. You know, we're going to restore, all right, you know, this planet Earth back to its former state. As what? A paradise. And as well, you know, we're going to, you know, set humanity in order. You know, deceive the nations. All right, we're going to, you know, rule over them with the rod of iron. Okay, you know, force them to keep the law, statutes, commandments of the Lord. All right, or else, hey, you know, we're gonna beat them down. You know, but I got one. This is Second Ezra chapter 7, verse 42. He answered me and said, "This present life is not the end, where much glory doth abide." It's like, hey, like you was wanted to. Look. Second Ezra chapter 7, verse 42. He answered me and said, "This present life is not the end, where much glory doth abide." Yeah, this present life is not the end, where we're going to see much glory. Because, you know, this life that we're living right now has only experienced the glory of the flesh, right? The glory of the terrestrial, like the brothers were bringing out in 1 Corinthians 15. But now, this world is getting ready to see the glory of the celestial, right? The heavenly glory, right? Which is going to be what? The kingdom of heaven, right? It says, therefore have they prayed for the weak. All right, verse 43, but the day of doom shall be the end of this time.
We're coming up into the day of doom.
That's right.
Because what the prophets are doing, we prophesy to this place the destruction, the hell, the nuclear fire, man, the flood that's going to happen. But we also prophesy that there's peace and rest in the end. So we're ultimately the good guys and the bad guys for this society.
Yeah.
But when it comes to being the good guys to the heavens, hey man, we're carrying out righteous acts, man. We're the force.
Got 484.
44. 4 8. 4 times 2 is 8.
Yep.
You got it, huh?
God. Second Ezra 7, verse 43. Second Ezra 7, verse 43. But the day of doom shall be the end of this time, and the beginning of immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past.
Keep going up.
God, it's one of my favorite scriptures. Yep. Verse 44, 744, right? It says, intemperance is at an end, infidelity is cut off, in which I believe infidelity goes to adultery, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, infidelity. That's what it means.
Yeah.
Untrustworthy.
Yeah.
Unfaithful. Go ahead.
God. Second Ezra 7, verse 44, intemperance is at an end, infidelity is cut off, righteousness is grown, and the truth is sprung up.
Right, the truth is sprung up, that means lies are casted down. When you have the truth being made manifest, then it's easy to say, oh, that's a lie. All the lies are out on the table. Even starting with the house of David, man. You see the Lord clearly doing that, man. Intemperance being at an end, infidelity, man. All right? Those like the sheep from the goats, the wheat from the tares. We see all that being made manifest, man.
Yep.
You got it, bro. Y'all got it. Take it out. Okay.
want to keep reading.
Yeah, whatever your point was, I keep reading it again.
Well, matter of fact, I'll read verse 45. 2 Ezra 7, verse 45. Then shall no man be able to save him that is destroyed, nor to oppress him that hath gotten the victory. Hey, so no man, Lord willing, will be at that number of the elect. No man or animal or anything on this planet Earth is going to stop us from receiving the victory that the Lord promised us according to the scriptures. All right, the victory over this beast system, as well as his image, okay, is Karagma, the number of his name. All right, this whole entire system. Nothing is going to stop us from receiving, from receiving this victory. All right, as long as we, continue on the pace in this course that we're walking.
All right, this is 2 Peter 3:33. Sorry, 3:13. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for a new heaven and a new earth, wherein righteousness wherein dwelleth righteousness.
Another stick of his God. See how the Lord work, bro?
Yeah.
Like literally, you got it. Like, it's like, man.
Again, this is 2 Peter 3:13. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for a new heaven and a new earth wherein righteousness dwells. So yeah, man, we look for a new heaven and a new earth, which is a new rulership, man.
Right.
All right. Not this present, as the brother just now brought out in that scripture, not this present kingdom, but a new rulership, a new king, all right, to rule the earth with righteousness. All right. All right. With that, Lord willing, this has been edified. We're going to face the east. We're going to give all honor and glory to
Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushua, Bashem, Arakakodash.
Give honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations and blessings to all you brothers out there preaching this truth and sincerity. Until the next time, we say shalom.
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 Bob the ball.
Bob the ball.
Shalom.
Shalom.